The unbundling of Transnet Freight Rail kicked off at the beginning of October as one of the conditions tied to the 47 billion rand guarantee facility from the National Treasury. The funding announced in 2023 was effective immediately in support of Transnet's recovery plan, including meeting its immediate debt obligations. The wheels are now in motion on the work of the entity's two operating divisions, the Transnet Infrastructure Manager and the Transnet Freight Rail Operations Company. The United National Transport Union UNTU is the majority union at Transnet and has raised concerns with the unbundling process.
Transnet and the government want to invite the private sector to use our railway lines, and we're all aware that our railway lines have not been maintained for a number of years, which has caused all the inefficiencies that Transnet faces today. Train trips that should be taking 9 hours are taking 20 hours because of all the old infrastructure that has not been maintained by the government as the sole shareholder. So we do not understand how the private sector is the magic bullet, because they will be making use of the same railway infrastructure that TFR has been using for a number of years.
The unions say the SOE has failed to be transparent around the process, with the South African Transport Allied Workers Union SATAU saying they too were caught off guard. The workers found out through the group CEO's circular to staff this week, announcing the 1st of October as the official start of the vertical separation of the TFR into two operating divisions.
The management and the board of the entity lack transparency, and they continue to undermine labor and its employees. We are against it as we do not know the dynamics around it. They are not being transparent enough about where the money is going to come from. We have so many unanswered questions at this stage. More than anything, we are worried about job security. We do not know what is going to happen to those employees who will be transferred from this division to another. In addition to this, bringing other private operators into rail network that has not been maintained for years is a disaster in waiting in terms of safety and efficiency of operations. This vertical separation is written privatization and corruption because it is not communicated to us as a stakeholder.
The unions are worried about the impact of the unbundling process on jobs and the entity's revenue, while they plan to reject and challenge any jobs that may be lost in the process.
The concern that UNTU has raised is the fact that TFROC is already at a disadvantage when it comes to competing with the private sector, as we are aware when it comes to procurement processes that our state-owned entities face. There's a lot of bureaucratic tape that they need to go through when it comes to procuring spares, when it comes to procuring locomotives and the maintenance of these locomotives. The private sector will not be subjected to these restrictive processes, meaning that they will be at an advantage. They will be able to then secure slots a lot faster than TFROC. TFROC will then have fewer slots on our railway, meaning that the revenue will decrease.
Transnet has already indicated that a network statement will have to be finalized and tariffs published by the Department of Transport and the Transport Economic Regulator as part of the rail reform strategy. The state-owned company was not available for comment. SABC News in Johannesburg.